You should not be pre-washing your quilting fabric. I'm just kidding, it's total personal preference. Let's dive into what happens if you don't pre-wash your fabric and what happens if you do. Reasons why you should pre-wash your fabric. Number 1, it helps to remove chemicals from the manufacturing process, and that's important if you have very sensitive skin. The second reason is that it removes excess dyes from the fabric. It would be really unfortunate if you spent a ton of hours making this quilt and then you throw it in the wash and all the colors bled together. The third reason is actually very much up to you, and that is that it helps to pre-shrink your fabric. Now, if you love the crinkled, weathered out look in quilts, don't pre-wash it. But if you're wanting to make something more clean or like an art piece or a wall hanging, you probably don't want that wrinkled look, so you're gonna want to pre-wash your fabric beforehand. And that actually goes into my last point, is that some fabrics shrink at different rates. So if you're mixing fabrics like flannel and cotton, flannel shrinks a lot more than cotton, so they're gonna end up kind of uneven. But what about not pre-washing your fabric? Well, for starters, you probably do not want to wash sizes that are fat quarter and below. They have a bigger tendency to fray. Another reason not to pre-wash your fabric is it just takes too much time. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, we live in a modern day society now, so if you're worried about things like the colors bleeding, just throw a color catcher in the wash machine. And the last reason, it might actually be a little easier to work with because the fabric might be a little bit stiffer if you don't pre-wash it. Are you team pre-wash or not pre-wash? Happy sewing!